Yeah, hi. In this tutorial, we are going to cover with Python. So basically, we are going to start with Python basics. So if you are not familiar with Python and you want to learn the Python language, then you can follow this tutorial to get yourself started working with Python language. So Python programming language was created by Guido van Rossum around 1990s, and he named Python uh, in the honor of Monty Python. It was some series coming on the television at that time. So Python is basically it's a high-level interpreted programming language. So what it means is that it uses interpreter instead of a compiler. It is often also called as a scripting language. It can be compared with other scripting language like Perl. So how to get Python? So you can get Python on your machine. That is, you can install it on your machine using the site python.org. So right now there are two main versions of Python, one with the 2.x and other with 3.x. Even though it looks like just a change of one version from 2 to 3, but actually what happened, uh, Python 2.2.x, that is up to 2.7, which was the last version of Python 2, uh, and Python 3, there is a lot of difference between the way Python 2 and Python 3. So actually, what the developers did, they rewrote Python in a highly efficient way when they actually moved from Python 2.x to Python 3. Uh, all the development work has almost stopped in Python 2.x. Now everybody has moved to Python 3, and this is the way forward. So I'm also using Python 3.8 version, so you can get the latest version of the Python from python.org, install it on your machine. And I'm using this editor PyCharm to write the Python programs. So what is a Python program? So a Python program is it's a sequence of statements. So basically, we write programming statements in a sequence, and that forms a program. So in a program, you often want to add some comments in it. Comments basically are a means to convey some message or some information next to the code. So basically, it's a way to help others understand what that particular code is doing. So how do we write a comment in a Python? We just simply put a hash and then write the comment. So it is that actually part of the code which is not executed, but it is there to enhance the readability. So anybody who is reading that particular program or that particular section of the code, by reading the comment, he would understand, okay, what is happening in the program at that particular area. To import any library or any module in the Python, we just simply use the import um and name of the module. So I'm here using import sys. So sys is the module that I'm importing, and then I'm using the print statement. I'm printing sys.version. So this will print the version of the Python that I'm using. So if you see below, this is the output when I executed this particular file. I saved this file as program01 underscore hello.py. So it's kind of an introductory uh, Python program. All the Python programs are saved with the extension .py. So when I ran this program, so this is the first thing I got. This hello statement is coming from this hello that you see in the output is coming from this print statement. Next I'm printing sys.version. So this actually has printed the version of the Python that I'm using. It is 3.8.2. Next, the concept is a variable. So variable basically are used to store any values. So just like we have learned in other programming languages or in our school college days that there are variables, we store some values, and similar concept is there in this programming language. So one difference with Python programming language compared to the other programming language is that in Python have to we do not have to declare the data type of the variable. So what we just simply have to do, we have to assign value to a particular variable. So we say variable name equals to and the value. So based on the value that is that a particular variable is holding at any given point of time during the execution, that actually determines the data type of that variable. For example, if I say message equals to some string, then it means it's a string type of variable, and in the next statement, if I change its value, message equals to some number, then it will be, because it will be holding a number, so it will be either an integer or the float type, so numeric type. So that is why Python is also called as dynamically typed programming language. So that is, we do not have to declare the data type of the variable, and its type is determined by the value it is holding during the execution. So I'm just creating one variable here is message, and I'm assigning a string let's learn Python to it, and then I'm printing this variable message. So all the strings um, that you define, you put it in either in double quotes or in single quotes. Here I'm using double quotes because within the double quotes I'm using single quotes. So if I had used single quote here, then that would have created an issue. Then either I would have to back quote it. So just to simplify it, I'm just putting the string in the double quotes and then I'm printing the message. So let's learn Python. So this is what it actually got printed. Next concept is the case sensitivity. So Python is a case sensitive programming language. What it means, it treats variables with different cases differently. For example, if I have two variables, one is name in the lower case and other is a name in which n is capital. So these two variables are treated as separately. If I print these variables using the print statement, I simply say print name all in the lower case and capital N name. So it will print these names. For example, it will print Monty and Python based on the values assigned to these variables. So we have to be careful while dealing with the variables that it's a case sensitive programming language. So we need to watch out while assigning the variable names. So by convention, whenever we create a variable, we use the lower case. And if we have a long variable and we want to separate the parts of the variable, we usually use underscores. For example, if I want to declare a variable my favorite color and I want to assign a color to it, let's say red, then I would say my underscore favorite underscore color and the value, let's say red. So that's how you create a variable with the longer names. You just separate the words using the underscore. We typically avoid camel casing in Python. I think camel casing is mostly preferred in Java, but in Python we usually use underscores to separate the different parts of the words within a variable. And then we are just simply printing a string. My favorite color is within single quote and comma, and this is a variable name, so it will print first it's a hard coded string, whatever it's hard coded is printed as it is, and then this particular variable is substituted by its value red. So you see this red. So once we have created these statements in a program file and execute this, we will get all this output. So this is just the basic introductory first program that we have written in the Python language. We'll continue further on it. Yeah, continuing further. So let's say I have a string hello there, which I have stored in a variable message. Now, if I want to print the length of the characters in a given variable, for example, if I want to print the length of this variable message, that is how many characters are there in it, then I can use the string function len. So all I have to do is just pass the variable name to this function, and it will print the length of that particular variable. So if you see the output which I executed, you would see here 11. So it means message has 11 characters in it. Now, with the string, we can access the individual elements by using this square bracket notation. This one. So what we have to do is we have to just pass the index. So in Python, the index starts with number 0 and it goes up to so on. So the first character within this string is at index 0 and the second character is at index 1 and so on. So to access the first character, I have to say print message, and within the square bracket the index location, which is 0. 0 means the character at the index 0, that is the first character. It will print h, that is here. Now if we want to access the range of the characters, we can specify like this. We have to give the variable name, and within the square bracket we have to give the starting index colon and the ending index. One thing to note is the ending index is actually exclusive. That is, if I say 0 to 5, that is 0 colon 5, then it will print characters starting at the index 0 up to index 4. So that is, so 5. So the character at the index 5 will not be printed because this is exclusive. This is stopping index or the second index that we have specified. So the characters from index 0 to index 4 in this are index at 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4. So the word, hello word would be printed. So that is what we are getting in the output. So that is how we can access the range of characters within a given string. Now let's say I am storing another string. I am liking Python in this variable message. Now my requirement is to start from the index 0 and print a range of characters at a jump of 2. That is, print the first character which is at index 0. Then so this 0 specifies the start of the index, then after, then colon, then after colon I am not specifying anything. It means it can go up to the end of the string, and the last digit, this represents actually the jump. So when it should move from one character to another character, then what is the jump of the index it has to take? So I'm specifying here 2. So it means it has to start from index 0, make a jump of 2. So it will so it will go up to so it will skip one character and go to the next character. So it will start from I, and then it will skip this space, will go to A, then it will again skip M, then it will go to again blank space, and so on. So if I run this script, so in the output I am getting like this: I, and then space is skipped, A is printed, then M is skipped, then space is printed, then L is skipped, I is printed, like this. So this way we can specify the starting index. So we can specify it is like start index, then colon stop index, and this is the jump, or how much jump it should take while accessing the individual elements. Another thing that we can do is we can access the string elements from the backwards by specifying the negative index. So if I say print msg, now if I give minus index, it means what I'm trying to say is uh, print the elements of this message string or message variable, and this negative index will mean it start from the end and continue up to the beginning, because we have not specified anything before the colon. So whenever we don't specify anything next to the colon, it means go up to the end or up to the beginning of the string, whichever is applicable. So if I execute this, then I'll get output like this. So this is the output I got, which is like an inverse, that is like this is the output I got. This is like reading string from the backwards.